Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we are back with all the action tonight, Group 6, and this is Senior Squad taking on Inex in our second game of the evening. Let's get straight into the action. Inex just haven't played Millennium Revolution. They did win that game quite decently, and so we are ready with more action here. Why does that say that? Hello. You open mic. Right. My open mic is just not working tonight. I don't know why.
Dire team back.
I don't know what I have to do to get this mic to work.
Why is this mouse following me? I've got a dragged mouse.
Goodness.
Alright.
The technical difficulties, damn it.
Yeah, this is yeah. Whatever. I'll deal with it. Are we on channel though?
We are in there like swimwear.
Alright, so welcome and ladies and gentlemen. This is the second game of the night. We're gonna see Inex versus the Senior Squad. So both teams showing quite a bit of effort in this tournament. We do see pretty standard bans coming out for them against the teams that they're fighting, not necessarily against the meta. But we'll have to see how both these teams just draft. Both of them kind of like to go a bit more team fight than they do with anything else. So I'm excited. This could be a good match.
I mean, yeah, the last game we saw Inex banning out the SF as well, so they're obviously not that keen on playing against the SF. I definitely agree with you on the team fight front. You know, they had the ET, they had the Wraith King. His skeletons were doing a decent amount of push. I see they've banned the ET, so maybe they're not keen on playing against it after they played with it.
I think this is one of the teams that understand their draft. I think this is one of the teams that understand their own draft quite well, and then they know how to counter whatever they want to go. So it's kind of like, we did succeed with this draft, let's kind of ban whatever counters it and go on to the next.
Well, there we go. Kunka getting banned as well. So I don't know if Senior Squad watched the last game, but Alucard went mid Kunka, and they did ban it out right now with an Undyne. We've seen an awesome Undyne support lately, plus he does get quite tanky in team fights if runners are 3. Silencer.
It's one of those heroes that it's just dangerous in a lane, right? That splash damage is a lot to deal with so early in the.
5 seconds.
Yeah, the Tidebringer really just doing a lot of work.
So we'll have to see from the first pick. We do know that Kotal is not really a thing right now. Sort of the heroes that come out is from the first picks are still the Lions, the Shadow Shamans. There's still a bit of the standard builds or the standard supports that everyone are going for. There's no big Lunas, no Sven. Sven, however, is still one that gets picked up instantly, so I'm assuming he will come out now. It's going to be the Lich, actually. So a hero that I wouldn't say got nerfed, just got balanced. If we want to put it that way, it's still a very powerful laning hero and combos really well with stuff like Slark and Juggernaut still all around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that shield of his doing a lot of tremendous work on any kind of offlaner if he does choose to play 4.
10 seconds.
And I see no one's banned the Grimstroke out. They didn't ban the Lion out. The Lich got through. There's a CM which we actually haven't seen much at all in this tournament.
That's 20 armor as she throws her ult. So
yep.
In the beginning, it's difficult to deal with. You kind of that's why ELSA's been picked up a lot as well, and it's going to be the Earthshaker coming out. So Pugna, this could this be still a support Pugna? We haven't seen it in a while, but I mean, prioritizing a mid pick so early also doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you talk about a support Pugna, but we saw a tremendous mid Pugna being played with a level 5 Dagon, which was huge. It can, I mean, if you want to secure your mid lane or core hero, I mean, I know about a month, 2 months ago, people were picking cores early to secure them, though. So
Yeah, but it was more like the PA and the spec.
and there was a
the
Phantom
PA,
Lancer
yeah.
sometimes, and
Yeah. So it was more the cores that were pretty solid back then, not the.
that's true.
I mean, Pugna's not something they're gonna ban anytime soon. It's good with push, it's good with counter, but he has a few things that work against him. So, but they did ban out the Kunkka, which is pretty much the best counter to the Pugna, and he is pretty powerful as well. So.
Dire team back.
I mean, I think who was it? The Blackheart Maniac played a decent Pugna last time. I know he's the senior squad mid. He played a good Kunkka the last game we did for them as well. But yeah, it could be a support Pugna. So we'll have to see Terrorblade getting banned out as well. So I don't know, what's the plan with Inex Sphere choosing this Earthshaker? No illusions or?
Probably want to make sure that they don't play the PL or the CK just out of picking a hero that already counters it rather than banning those two heroes and then banning out other heroes that are pretty powerful in the team fights, especially that Razor right now is doing very good, and then the Medusa for them next. Not too sure about the Medusa, but the Pudge does come out for Senior Squad. Senior Squad actually looking like they have a bit more like roam potential with a bit of pick-off style that they want to run instead of the big team fights, while Inex is still going with team fight.
Yes, I mean, you know, now does this Pugna become more of a core hero since there's probably a Roman Pudge?
5 seconds.
I mean, I'm pretty much as confused as Inex Sphere right now, I suppose.
I know, you can imagine Soti doing this draft and thinking, what the hell are they doing?
Pudge is not really a mid hero that does well right now.
No.
He did receive a slight buff. I wouldn't even call it a buff. It's just that, you know, between the Pudge and the Pugna, it's obviously going to be the Pugna right now. But again, the Pugna's so early in the game, that means that they still need to go with the offlaner. They still need to and a core, which pretty much limits them right now.
I mean, this is most likely a position for. That's a position for Roman Pudge. I mean, I can imagine. So Abaddon, nice offlaner there as well. Probably going to get supported by that Earthshaker in lane. Do like his
And that's
shield.
pretty powerful.
Yep. Yes, he is.
So Abaddon, one of the heroes that doesn't mind being hooked either once he has his level 6. So
That's true.
a very good pickle for them. He doesn't mind when the life drains on him as long as the ult gets popped. So Pugna probably going to have to build into a silent stick now rather than the Dagon, should he be the mid hero. But it is a build that is also known for Pugna. He will go into the extra crit damage, then, you know, building the Orchid into what's that blade called again? But getting the silence off, getting the extra crit off, and then still doing the combo without the Dagon. On an Abaddon is still fine as long as he doesn't have the shield on.
Oh, the Bloodthorn? A Bloodthorn?
Yeah, sorry, the
Yeah.
Bloodthorn, yeah.
I mean, so what I like about the Inex Sphere lineup right now as well is that the shield from Lich can go on an Abaddon, and so that's really awesome as well. So he essentially gets that double shield of his own. Or not, I mean, not his own, but he's going to have a shield. Lich gives him a shield.
And he has that slow with his auto attack, with
Yep.
the right clicks, right? And the offlane is you know, if the offlaner does well, it can become a very powerful hero to deal with. Abaddon, also known as a hero that can become very tanky. So the Phantom Assassin coming out. The ELSA hasn't been banned out yet. And I wanted this for Senior Squad to be the ELSA.
I mean, yeah, PA is nice and strong right now. We've got a nice mixture on the senior squad, in senior squads outside of the magical damage and physical damage.
But again, if you're picking up the Phantom Assassin now, you're still opening yourself up to a lot. There is the big Monkey King. There is, however, Monkey King still has to go into the BKB. If there is something like the Wind Ranger, the Drow Ranger, you're still opening yourself up to a lot of crit damage. Guys that build the, you know, True Strike aura, guys, or the True Strike items, guys that build the stun items. You could still go into the big. I'm assuming something like a Slark still. However, Phantom Assassin does do pretty much okay against the Slark as long as the supports are controlling him in the early game, kind of thing. So. again, the ELSA is still there. They could still pick a ELSA, which is not bad against the Phantom Assassin as long as he goes with the Basher pretty early. But he doesn't scale as well as Phantom Assassin does into the late game, and it's going to be the Storm Spirit. This is a pickup for the Pugna and the Phantom Assassin. So
yeah, and he got
a
quite
very good draft for them.
Yeah, and he got quite a nice little buff in the very last patch, 7.21, getting the mana reduction and the cooldown as well on his Vortex.
The cooldown on the Vortex is the big one, right?
Yep.
Because you can straight up jump into any utility, which is pretty much the Pudge or the Crystal Maiden. At this point, it's probably going to be the Crystal Maiden. Can still be the Pugna as well. Get the kill and then just Vortex into someone else's again as well. It's sort of like you can start a battle fresh, but it is mana hungry. So we'll have to see how people start playing around with his mana and still building into the bloodstone. It's gonna be difficult for them. They need I think like they still need something more to push out with this draft, because at this stage they're not pushing too much and they need a bit more sort of utility from them. There is the Earthshaker with the stun, there is the Lich with the slow, there's the Abaddon with the slow, but there's no other lockdown after the Earthshaker, so they need something that's still going to give them a bit of lockdown.
Yeah, and so exactly this PA is going to be able to blink away quite easily and not be caught.
Yeah, so Storm Spirit can Vortex in, then you got the Earthshaker stun. Should he survive that, he just blinks out anyway. And you don't have... So what I'm looking for, essentially, what I'm actually looking for is the hero that builds into the Basher, into the Abyssal Blade. That's what I'm looking for. And I don't see that. So, because for Inex, you still have to consider that as the big consideration for the draft. Because at this stage, you're only scared of the Phantom Assassin. The Pugna early game, naturally, you have to be aware of it. But the Storm Spirit should be enough. Once he reaches his level 7, level 8, and he's able to team fight along with you guys, that's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay to play around the Pugna as long as he zips in and focuses him, if he has the chance, right? So you have to still be worried about the Phantom Assassin.
And there, I almost like that. I mean, I was gonna say I don't like that ban of the OED, because OED does quite well against the physical heroes, and I think someone like Senior Squad would ban the OED. But I suppose if Inex Sphere having their mid hero already doesn't need that outworld, so. I mean, what? So you've got the Earthshaker ready, and you're talking about all that split push, and maybe, I mean, does a Phantom Lancer come out? Viper. Okay, I'm looking at that. The kind of natural passive breakdown as well. It's going to help for the Pudge. It's going to help for, or I suppose, Phantom Assassin's Blow isn't really a passive anymore.
I think a lot of people underestimate standing in his toxins that he throws down. And it's still a big thing, because the other day I still had a pub match against the Viper, and he just got out of control because people wouldn't get out of the poison. You need to emphasize that that is not something like Enigma. You have to get out of it. And there's a Husker as well now. This is a big pickup for Senior Squad, because like I said, what they needed was the second focus for Inex to be worried about, and it is now the Husker. The Phantom Assassin and the Husker, along with the Pugna in the early game. What do you prioritize when you're jumping in now?
Yeah, I mean, this Husker is probably going to build himself a Heaven's Helmet, probably.
There should be one coming out on the Storm Spirit.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be the Abaddon, it could be the Earthshaker, but we know Earthshaker needs his Blink Dagger, right? And then after that, the Abaddon is going for the tanky items, because he's the offlaner. He needs to build Pipe of Insight. Pipe of Insight would be great this game for Inex Sphere. So Viper could still be building into this, but he is the core, so he wants to build into the damage dealing items. Probably wants to build the Radiance and the Butterfly quite early. The Radiance is something I've seen on Viper. It's not something I would necessarily recommend, but obviously not a first rush item as well. But probably going for the Manta Styles, the MKBs, and a bit of attack damage with the Butterfly. So who's building the Heaven's Albert?
Yeah, and I mean, have you seen a Viper go in safe lane carry all too often?
I think in this meta it makes sense. or in the current way the game's being played, it makes a lot of sense, but
Prepare for battle.
I actually can't move my mouse. I'm just going to DC quick.
No, that's fine. Alright guys, so from the Radiant plane upwards we have Inex Fear with Alucard taking a Storm Spirit mid, and from the Dire going downwards we've got Senior Squad, and there should be Blackout Maniac taking his Huskar mid as well. He's had quite a stellar mid game this past tournament. Playing on the likes of a Kunkka mid was pretty decent. We've had quite a stellar Pugner coming out with a massive Dagon play into his Decrepifier, which was huge. And so this is going to be a very good game. As we know, Senior Squad are quite strong. They won our last Shadow Cup that we hosted last year. Inex Fear being a solid team themselves as well. And so we're actually in for quite a matchup, ladies and gentlemen. So hold on to your seats, because these team fights are going to be huge.
I mean, I can't wait to see how. So it's going to come down to how the Earthshaker kind of jumps in, and how the Senior Squad actually position around the Earthshaker ult. That's going to make or break a lot of it. It's like having an Enigma. You kind of know there's always this constant fear of this ult that's coming out, so you have to try and avoid it the whole time and position around it just to be able to catch it off. But the Earthshaker, it's an instant stun.
Nice hook steal there from Pugner, getting that bounty. And as we saw last night, Senior Squad are really good at prioritizing these bounties, and they managed to get 3 out of 4. And so they don't stuff around when it comes to getting the gold.
Especially early game. You have to start building. So the argument again is the Heaven's Halberd, right? So if you can get it off earlier, then they can get a Heaven's Halberd on the Storm Spirit. Then you pretty much control the early game, because you have.
Oof, shock. You're in trouble, buddy. And I mean, a safe lane carry Viper, it's interesting to see. Is he going to manage in this lane? I do wonder. Pudge gets very tanky, so he's probably not going to maybe be too phased by it.
Viper actually deciding to go for the poison attack over the usual corrosive skin that we see from the build. This is to harass, so they've got the shield, the frost shield on the Lich. So if you're going in a range lane, you should prioritize. Sorry, that was going to be first blood, going to be drawn mid lane against the Huskar. So Huskar's not going to do well in the beginning, and then after that another kill.
Alright, so nice 1-for-1 trade there.
Actually getting a kill onto the Abaddon, which is another hero that kind of needs to get his level 6. He does have the Apothec shield, and they were probably pushing a bit aggressive, sort of thinking they were comfortable enough because of the shield, and maybe diving a bit, but yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
And I mean, Storm Spirit mid takes quite a lot of heat from these burning spears. He is doing well against Blackout Maniac though.
Yeah, the Storm Spirit, he does have the bottle up. This could be another kill.
He is man finding him. Oh boy, man, kills all over the damn map.
Have bottom lane. It's going to be 1-for-1 trade. Taking out a core for a support though. So this bottom lane, the Frost Blast should have been prioritized. They probably could have gotten the first blood on it because there was a lot of magic damage. Pudge now, he's going to get the hook onto this Storm Spirit, but he does have the Haste Ruin, and he will just back out, and then after that heal himself up, go back to mid, and see how he can harass this level 4 Huskar. So at level 2 Berserker's Blood, you don't really want to man fight into him anymore. But he is doing it though. Earthshaker being chased a bit.
Yeah, he was just trying to disrupt Crystal Maiden's stack here and pull. He now might just pay
But
for
he's
it.
now going to pay for that.
Yep.
The dagger could fall out next. So stun going to come out. He's going to have to try and body block. So Apothec shield has to be used. Bottom lane looking to get a hook off. If he can get a hook off this Viper, he does have the corrosive skin now. So went for it and missed. So bottom lane is a 3-man rotation now. They're going onto the Pugna. There is a stun. The corrosive skin is there. Poison attack. They will have the shield on as well, trying to slow him down. He is trying to TP out. There's no stun from the Earthshaker. However, in the middle lane, Huska's going to get a revenge kill there and he is actually going to drop. They are actually going to drop this Pugna.
Yeah, it does. You know, nothing to stop him TPing out as well. While Blackout Manic does finish off Alucard. I don't know, kind of a level 6 Huskar maybe beats a level 6 Storm Spirit. I feel like Huskar's such a
top lane. There's a freeze. There's going to be the jump, extra movement speed. The dagger is going to be enough.
Just I don't know, a big Huskar almost feels like it beats a big Storm Spirit.
Again, I guess it comes down to who finishes that Heaven's Halberd first. There's going to be the stun now. It's on the wrong side. There's no vortex actually. That it's going to be try and man fight, but he will pay for it. You do still have 2 bottles on. He was not going to be enough, so
he's going to fall further as well. But yeah, did manage to get the kill on him. Fish on the wrong side, sadly.
If the fissure was on the left, it still would have had the same outcome because the vortex wasn't there. I thought that there was a vortex, especially with the fact that the vortex has a lower cool. So Pudge actually almost got the courier, but he did prioritize that ruin.
And this is,
so it's going to be 4 ruins.
Yeah, and this is literally what we said earlier. Senior squad making sure they always secure their gold. They managed to get 4 bounty ruins, and this is their game. They will secure bounty ruins.
Yeah, they definitely have their timing down to a key right now. So the Battle Fury being queued up there for the Phantom Assassin mid lane. There's going to be a Huska trying to go. Huska almost has his level 6. So as soon as he has level 6, he's coming for the Storm Spirit because there's nothing the Storm Spirit can do, right? If you don't have your level 6, you're not getting out. You don't have a point in Electric Vortex, so you can't even, disrupt him for a while. Top lane again, this Apothec Shield does come out, but it is just going to be popped. It is only a level 2 Apothec Shield, and he will fall down.
And there we go. Huska is level 6 as well, so he's ready for Storm. Storm trying to get into the camp next door.
But Pudge actually trying to hook this. So this is very good awareness from this Viper as well, knowing that he's the better lane. There is going to be the ultimate use. They are going for it, but you're fighting under the tower now, and both of them will probably die again. But yep, Storm Spirit.
Oh, just trying to get the neutral clamp to get denied. Doesn't make it.
If he had just zipped like a short while longer, he probably would have. He would have survived because it would have rolled over to the next tick and he would have had enough damage. I think he would have survived. Top lane again. The stun does come out. They're trying to focus this PA now, but there's no follow-up stun. There's not a second enchant totem. So this is only a level 4 Earthshaker. He has, however, been roaming, but he still has to buy boots.
Oh, he doesn't have any boots at the moment. Both of them don't do. They're pretty slow right now. Nigma coming around, CM possibly looking to get out for Frostbite.
They know they want to get a kill. If they can get the Frostbite on with the life break, it's a dead Storm Spirit. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah, he does have it warded there, however, so he saw her coming.
Yeah, very good ward. But there's a dire ward and a radiant ward now.
Right, a lot of action in this bottom jungle.
Yeah, bottom lane seems to be the most stable, can we call it that, out of the lanes, or the less fighting lane. They kind of just prioritizing farm. The hook does come in, however, as we talk about it. Nether Toxin is there. There is going to be the shield. The Decrypify is used. It's going to be actually the Sinister Gaze used, and that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, but you're trading the support for the core.
I wonder if that kind of the Viper stands there because he knows he's going to get hooked, or he baits out the hook, or just he does get caught there, because that's the second time he stood exactly then. He's so stationary. Pudge just can't miss that hook.
I think he isn't that much aware that the Pudge moved in behind mid lane. There's going to be a lot of damage coming out onto the Storm Spirit. He'll probably tick out to this. There is 2 spears on him. No mana to move in. Just get to the shrine, and he does make.
Oh, meanwhile, top lane Earthshaker falling down to the Pudge.
Yeah, Pudge actually seems to get a lot more from the rotations than the Earthshaker is. However, this is only his first rotation, I think. No, he did go mid once, so he's at a 50-50 for now.
And I suppose the difference between the two is that this Pudge can rotate and it's okay. He probably doesn't have to build a blink, whereas the Earthshaker really needs a blink. So I don't know. As we look at
Yeah, that's the difference, right?
yeah, so two different rotating heroes, but the Pudge coming off on top because he's not looking for a massive item to build.
He'll probably be building the Pipe of Insight for his own team. He does have the urn queued up though.
Oh, there we go.
So a stun comes out on mid.
Fisher just again, but still no Vortex on Alucard right now.
And I think this is big for them. He is probably going with the AI build or something right now because any player would have already had the Electric Vortex and started roaming. The Pudge, the hook bottom, not gonna hit. So still safe for the Viper.
Yeah, and he's reached his level 6 now as well. She's got his Viper Strike, which is getting pretty big. Level 4 Pudge, but of course he's been
Burning Spear. There's going to be the life break in mid. This Earthshaker dropping down low, he will fall. It's Burning Spears. The level 4 is doing a lot of damage.
Oh, can you zip onto him now? Would it be enough?
Yeah, you don't want to zip because of the life break now. You're going to take a lot of damage. It's just, however, only one tick on the Burning Spear. Had he got another one, probably would have been in a lot more danger.
I do like this mid matchup. I haven't often seen a Huskar take on a Storm directly, but it looks pretty decent.
See him just slowing down this Storm.
My goodness, you know, senior squad just really making work on these runs.
Radiant's middle tower is
I'd
under
Pudge with
attack.
haste going mid. Gets the hook.
There's the hook. Oh,
man. Those
Just
reaction
missed it.
times.
there is a full rotation coming in. They still want to get this Huskar. But there is going to be the ward that scouts out the movement from the Earthshaker as well. It has to move back because he doesn't want to get life. However, if he does like life break, again, this is the difference when you didn't have the Vortex, because you can't follow up on that Earthshaker fissure with just another lockdown item to make sure that you guys aren't being like life breaked or inner vitality or inner fired to the point where he survives. Bottom lane was going to be a hook to Cripify again. And actually the life drain used, so dropped down pretty far.
And a nice open lane bottom as well right now. Decent farm for this pug now. Oh, mid.
There's going to be one, that's going to be the second one. That's a double kill.
Right, and so your Huskar just getting a little bigger as he gets closer to picking up that omelet.
And he has 2 braces already.
Yep, so he's mitigating a lot of that magic damage coming off the storm, and I think it answers my question from earlier. Big Huskar is a big Huskar.
Yeah,
Yes.
big Huskar is still a big Huskar to deal with. It's annoying. Bottom lane now, the rotations are coming in. Lich is also here. They do have the Chain Frost. This hook just missed. I don't know, he didn't see them, scout them out at all. So just by accident dodging that hook. The Pudge is here now. He wants to use the ult. Will use it now onto the Lich. There's going to be the Decrepify, the Blast. You can use your ult. There we go. It's going to hit onto the creeps though, and the Pudge is going to get the deny. Middle lane, Blackout is going to kill Alucard again, and this Pugna gets away. The Crystal Maiden gets away. Pudge gets the deny, and you get nothing for that fight, sacrificing a Lich.
Oh man, Storm zipped onto the Huskar trying to take him down, and unfortunately he's not going to man fight him right now. Level 11 to level 8, so the Storm Spirit falling quite behind at the moment. Meanwhile, top lane, Zeus getting a bit of a beating. One more dagger should do it. There we go. Oof. And Senior Squad just showing their dominance in this group.
Yeah, there's getting quite close to this Demon Edge. Actually has enough gold now, and then only 300 gold more for that Battle Fury recipe. She's 200 gold away.
Sinister Gaze breaking the TP. Well done there to the Lich. Oh, here we go. Huskar.
Pudge now wants to move in. The Huskar's also there. The life break's going to be there. The Pudge probably not going to need to hook. So they will fall down.
Can you see the...
Going to try and move on to the Viper now. Earthshaker's also here. Earthshaker does have the ultimate, but still doesn't have the Blink Dagger. He actually has only 50 gold. He's far away from that Blink Dagger. This is 13 minutes in. Pudge.
Can you see behind
He just
the
needs to
trees?
see you once.
One little hook.
He does know that he's there now. We'll get the hook just misses, and we do get the fissure off. The Echo Slam for good measure. The Enchant Totem is there now. If you can get the kill onto this, he does jump life break onto this Viper. Does have way too much attack speed, and he will, however, fall. Does try to get the toggle off, but it is just in time to get the one hit. And now the zip coming in from that Storm Spirit. They are going to be able to secure the kill onto this Pudge as well, and the Viper actually lives with. He had 4 stacks of burning spears on him.
Oh, and nice trade there. Well, not even a trade.
Radiant structures.
Did get that,
Yeah, that was exactly what they needed, but
which was
Fear.
big.
Inex, Fear, why did you not move back, Iceman, my man?
Meanwhile, Pugna's been pushing this mid tower, so he's doing alright.
Yeah, they're still prioritizing their objectives quite well. For the side of Senior Squad, they definitely understand that the fighting and the picking off is a very nice and even fun key to the game. But at the end of the day, you still need to be pushing objectives, which is what this Pugna's doing, securing them a lot of the map early. And after that, they can get Roches, Life Break coming out. The Fish is going to be used there on the Earthshaker as well. There's Gaze is going to come out. Does pop the shield on himself now. Will get the ult off, and that goes on to the Crystal Maiden. And the Crystal Maiden had to move away now, so she couldn't get that stun off now. The hook going to be used onto the Viper. Viper actually goes in, Viz.
Oh, the plays. Well done. Good use of your amulet there.
So they are getting the pick off on the Huskar, who's alone most of the time, probably getting a bit cocky because he got all those kills in the beginning of the game. He should still be waiting for the rest of his team, assuming that the side of Inex Fear are now rotating in a buddy-buddy system. No one is ever left alone.
Yeah, and they've already killed off the Huskar twice now in short succession, so I mean, he's not invincible at this point.
Yeah, and the Storm Spirit actually caught up a bit with that. That is the bigger point here, right? So he's building into the Kaya that he needs, so after that, not a lot of mana going to be used on these abilities. The Electric Vortex probably going to come out a bit. We'll see it once or twice used in one team fight. So,
oh, so Pugna in a bit of trouble. Do have an invis Viper. Oh, sacked. Yep.
That's Pugna.
Yeah.
It's going to get the life drain, so they need to still. Yeah, there we go.
Nah, it shouldn't do too much. And Alucard managing to zip
Almost
quite
left him
as well. Yeah.
To the point, Earthshaker still needs to get the Blink Daggers on 320 gold, still a bit away from that. And you can't really be moving with your team, but you can't be farming alone either. So it's a bit difficult. I think it's at the stage where you kind of get the Lich to stack a few camps and just make sure that, you know, the Earthshaker can...
Yeah, he's gonna.
Is it?
Yeah,
I mean, it's 16 minutes in.
Yeah, he's gonna have to just get some farm up quickly, get that kind of blink dagger stats so that he can jump into team fights in a big way. Oh, pay PA. You might pay for this. Oh, TPs are coming in.
Yeah. Oh, the stun just misses, so they definitely don't want to use this. You can still commit that Echo Slam, my friend. You have to now. Just make sure that they get the Pugna off. The Decryptify is there. There's enough magic damage. But now there is going to be the big Huskar. There is the PA going to move in as well. The ult will go on from the Lich. So trying to zip away now is the Storm Spirit, but
oh,
he just paid it for full team one.
Yeah, massive double kill from the PA. Double kill coming from the Huskar. And plus 20 armor. Plus 20 armor on that freezing field. I mean, they've made CM quite strong.
You sort of have to give out the stun or something in order to break the channeling.
You have to.
It's no longer a matter of you just like knock her down at the beginning. As a support player, I can vouch that it was always a big issue in the beginning to throw your ult because you were always just scared that they will just right click you down. Anything right clicks you down. If the tree falls over, you did. So, good hook there onto the Earthshaker, who doesn't have the Echo Slam. Will use the Fissure now, but the Pudge taking a lot of damage. There is still the Inner Fire from this Huskar, which was used along with the Life Break, and after that you've got nothing, my friend. There's nothing healing you, and that's probably why you have to focus something like an Oracle and a Dazzle when you're going with the Huskar now, because he can't heal himself anymore.
Yeah, so again, a nice big team fight there coming out from Senior Squad.
Inex Reborn seemed to, again, this was kind of what we wanted, what we talked about in the beginning. Both teams enjoying their team fight quite often. So, and this is exactly what we're seeing. Still 15 and 25, 18 minutes into the game with an 8K net worth lead, dropping down to just 7K, just below that 8K actually for the side of Senior Squad. So, still in a bit in the lead, but definitely not out for Inex.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, this Viper can get pretty big. We know the Abaddon's going to get big. He's already got a Vladimir's offering. Storm Spirit's going to catch up. He's got his Kaya ready. And he's looking to pick up a Bloodstone as well. Just sorting out all those mana issues for him.
Pugna actually moving back. They want to get this on the Pugna.
Here we go.
So they're actually moving in, trying to get the CM. Just look at how little damage he's taking, but the fissure is there. And now the Abaddon will secure the kill. Now, trying to TP away. This Pudge is not TPing out.
Oh, Courier, you showing him off? Oh boy, no one saw that.
Pudge is not TPing either. Is he? Is he sort of controlling the Courier? I mean, you can send it to base now. No one's going to catch him there.
No, they shouldn't.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
But the big Roshan.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
yeah, and he doesn't want to TP away himself, so maybe this Pudge might be caught out. There we go, shows himself.
attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, nice block, nice Fisher block there coming out as well.
I don't know, understand why he didn't just TP out though.
He should have left a long time ago. I mean, now he died there for nothing.
So, something I want to mention before this team fight happens, which I want to do really quick, is this Abaddon actually moving in. He will get the ulti popped off. He does have the Apothecary shield. Don't know why he doesn't just turn around, because the Storm Spirit is saying, let's fight. He will zip away. Probably has to start TPing now. You have to start TPing now, my friend. Okay, zips away a bit more. Wants to make sure that they can't catch up with them, and he will. So the Husker now moving on to this top shrine is trying to get enough damage onto this Abaddon, who doesn't have his ult anymore. So Viper now moving in as well. The Pugna ward is down there. The Viper taking a lot of damage, but this Pugna. So you're trading 1 for 1. It's going to be the Pugna for the Abaddon, which is not a bad trade for either side at this stage.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be a trade of a tower top, as we've got a siege creep pounding away at it with the PA. So.
And the CM for good measure. We all know she does a ton of damage. Come on, let's give it to her.
She does have 250 attack speed later, so.
Yeah, then she becomes like Ronda Rousey. So.
Yeah, then she hits quite fast and hard.
So again, thing that I wanted to mention. So Abaddon, right? He gets 4 stacks on the Curse of Avarnis, and then his attack speed increases by quite a lot. But there is the small timer that you still have to work with, not necessarily meaning that you... Oh, he does get the hook off. That was beautiful, because the dagger actually forced the Abaddon to move back. Will use the ult now. They're still focusing on this Abaddon who has his ult. The BKB going to be used there. The CM actually gets a big ult off now because there's no one to stun her. The Abaddon is now trying to man-fight this PA, and he will lose his life. That's going to be 3 heroes for 2 going in the favor of Senior Squad. Now they look to push high ground, but this Viper brought back should probably be enough for them now.
Oh man, and what another big team fight there from Senior Squad. They just, yeah. Oh boy, ward catching you, friend. Oh, and the distance in that ward.
Zipping in, the Husker taking a lot of damage, but the toggle for him, it is in time. You're not taking too much tick damage. The life drain going to be enough to save this PA. Again, you don't have enough lockdown for this. The gaze is going to be there, however, and that is going to be the Aegis of the Immortal along with the Pugna killed. This Husker is looking to move back in. The jump coming out from the PA, so we'll be able to break out. The inner fire going to be used, and that was probably your mistake, because you should have just gotten the right click. The Storm Spirit would have already been dead. Storm Spirit survives. PA is dead now as well, along with the Pugna.
A nice triple kill coming out there from Shock Infinity. Just getting his Viper what he needs. Does have the Silver's Edge as well. So he's ready for the passive.
This is for the Husker, right? So
yep.
Okay, so now I can talk about it. Mist of Avarnis, the Avarnis, the Curse of the Avarnis is there, right? So every time they fortify, there's the Abaddon moves on to the 3rd stack, and instead of just waiting out the 3rd stack, to start attacking the tower. He kicks off with the 4th one, which gives him the extra attack speed, which he could have used better had they not fortified. So, you know, you can wait that small timer. It's not a significant thing, but if you're thinking about the fact that they can't heal their tower, it makes a lot of difference. Pudge gonna miss. They get the tower and they have to back off now. There's not a lot of catch-up game for the side of Senior Squad, so again, it's a small. It might seem like a small thing, but it makes a lot of difference, especially when they were attacking that bottom tower. It could have been a lot more damage to the tower.
Yeah, I mean, Inex Fear need to kind of use this advantage when they take down, say, 2 or 3. They did manage to push that tower, which was great. I don't know what more they can do right now. They're fighting back inch by inch, just trying to win team fight after team fight. Oh, gets a double D in his body. Well done. Oh, he's gonna catch him out.
The Decrepify is used.
Oh,
he doesn't have the mana.
Frostbite.
Gonna use the ult, and the hook's gonna be used now. The Lich ult comes down. It's going to bounce between 2. Has to move back. They have to split up now. The Viper's gonna use the ult as well, and that's gonna be a dead Pudge. Not really caring much for this ward. The Lich is gonna move in as well. They don't even mind this.
Blink up finally.
Fissure, the fissure and the totem was enough. Not even using an Echo Slam, probably waiting to use it as soon as it seemed like that Husker was going to be too much. And now it becomes dangerous because now you're constantly aware of that Blink Dagger into the freaking Echo Slam.
And now they got a big
spell that I can't pronounce.
Yeah, now they got a big 4-for-1 trade, so this is big for Fear. And as they push in the bottom tower out, and like you said, yeah, the Blink Dagger's now shown itself, but it worked there. Zeus picked himself up a double kill.
The PA gonna go in. Oh, the hook was there, so let's just delay the kill as far as possible to secure his team the ruins. Actually, there's going to be the big jump in. The fissure is there. The enchant totem as well. Didn't use the echo slam to make sure that they can't beat KB off. This Crystal Maiden does, however, move in. That's going to be one dead Lich, and along with the Storm Spirit. So, Abaddon, you don't have the ult. Now, the big jump into with the Echo Slam, doing a lot of damage. The Fissure comes out next. The Enchant Totem to follow up, and the PA will probably just move back. And now the Husker is coming in, so you have to be aware. There's going to be a dagger with the stun. The Basher is out onto this Phantom Assassin, and will get the crit off as well. Trying to TP out now is the Abaddon, and it's going to be the dagger crit just in time before the TP commits, and he will fall as well. So 4-1 trade. The Pudge did die, right?
Yeah, I think he did. But a nice double.
I'm almost sure.
Yeah, nice double kill for the PA, and I mean he's already got some decent items up. A BKB with a Skull Basher. He's ready to fight.
So even though Inex was winning those team fights with the four that they got there, and then moving into the team fight around the tower area, you're still fighting off against the PA, right? So you have to make sure that if you're getting a pick off, it has to be on the PA, and you have to make sure that this PA doesn't reach late game, because otherwise your Viper's not. No one's going to stand against the PA. Not anything they have there is going to stand against the PA late game.
Yep, and especially he's getting some pretty decent items up right now. He gets an Abyssal Blade, he's going to stop the Storm Spirit. Already got his BKB as well. Yeah, and Fook is having a sterling game so far. What is he sitting on? 12 for 1, so he is barely dying in this game.
This'll come in handy.
17-5 on the Viper as well is pretty impressive. 1-9 on the Abaddon, not the stat you were looking for on him.
No, Shock Infinity is at a decent game. 17-5, he's really carrying the side of Inex Fear right now.
So the Husker and the PA sort of balancing out their team, right? Because it's already at the stage where you're fearing the PA and the Husker. And like I said, in the draft, who do you lock down now? Smoke coming out down bottom.
Yeah, and he's got his Blade Mail as well, looking to get an Assault Cuirass. So, I mean, this Viper is also going to get himself quite tanky at the moment. I don't think he's going to choose to affect build-ins when he gets his level 20 talent tree versus 100 Viper Strike DPS, which is huge for his ultimate.
Yeah, the TP's coming in now. They will look to get this Pudge off. The Gay's going to be there, the Fissure to follow up, and that's going to be way too much lockdown.
Did another tower as well.
So Phantom Assassin prioritizing the BKB means that she stands in these team fights regardless of what they throw at her. The inner fire is going to be used. Abaddon taking a lot of damage, is going to wait for the perfect Echo Slam, does wait for the CM to move in, and the ult's going to be thrown out by the CM, but it's not going to be enough now. The crit on the dagger going to make sure that they get the kill onto the Earthshaker. This Pugna now going to get gazed up, and that is not even the Aether Lens yet, but just enough damage for the side of Inex Fear. Definitely, as soon as they can, if they can get a pick off in the fight, they definitely know that it's in their favor. So
I like the fact that someone's given Senior Squad a run for their money. If you had to ask me, would it be Inex Fear? I probably wouldn't have said yeah, sure. And I do like this game right now.
Yeah, Inex Fear from where they started to where they are now is it's almost like they've evolved just in this week alone. To become sort of a team that can face the senior.
I mean, there's a massive XP swing towards the side of Inex Fear. Huge graph change. A little bit on the net with as well, but yeah. So, decent last team fight for the side of Inex. And like you said, yeah, it just took them about 1.5 weeks to just, change.
Abyssal Blade now coming out for the Phantom Assassin, so
yes.
Definitely trying to go onto the focusing a bit more on the Storm Spirit there, and it's gonna be annoying for the Storm Spirit. This Phantom Assassin is becoming everything that Inex Fear do not want from there to face off against. There's a BKB, there's the Phase Boots, there is the Battle Fury, there is the Abyssal Blade. I mean, all she needs now to finish up is the Mjolnir, and then she's good for team fights no matter what you throw at her.
So no one really opted for the Heaven's Halberd just yet. We don't see anyone building it, and I don't know if they are going to build it at this point. Abaddon,
I don't know either, because I think if you do, it's going to go for the Phantom Assassin, which is also a hero that you don't really want to throw it onto. And I mean, you could still be prioritizing the Husker, right? So throw it on the Husker, and then everyone just turn around and kill the PA while you have time and lock down, and then move back onto the Husker. That could be a thing if you guys, if you've got your team coordination running smooth, like Asia style.
Yeah, and Abaddon's picked up his pipe as well, so he's looking pretty big on the team fights. He's also going to...
They won't even check this, Roshan. They don't know that it's going on, right?
They don't even see it. I mean, I swear half of Inex Fear have walked past this pit and no one even knows that Fook is in there taking it on.
He is gonna go now, but it's way too late. He doesn't think that they see him, but there is a ward there to scout out the invis. The Blade Mail gonna come out. The Pugna does use it with the Dagon. Dagon actually still being built on this Pugna. The Aether Lens is also there. That now there is gonna be the jump from the Husker. Did use the light break, but the gaze is there. There's gonna be the enchant totem now going on to trying to get this Crystal Maiden, but the Cripifier is there. Now the Pudge Hook actually bringing back this Husker to make sure that they can kill off the Abaddon. We'll just make as if it was meant to be like that. So Fissure gonna come out as well on this Earthshaker. The Crystal Maiden gets one last right click as well, and the Pugna is able to secure.
Oh goodness, massive team white triple kill for the PA, so he's doing half the work.
PA is 25. PA is level 25 and picks up the triple stifling dagger.
As one does.
And
oh boy.
And has the Aegis of the Immortal.
And just like that, the game can turn around very quickly, and one bad Roche fight for Inex Fear.
The whole of your team only has one player close, and that's on level 20. Their own team, Senior Squad's own team, the closest to follow is Husker on level 20. So this PA 25.
Lordy lord, and as Alucard jumps in, that ward does a hell of a lot of damage onto him.
I think that's one thing they didn't really consider or they didn't think was going to be a problem when picking the Storm Spirit. But having a ward on a perfect position makes all the difference right now. So Earthshaker, this Phantom Assassin actually prioritizing the Earthshaker as soon as the BKB, as long as the BKB lasts, because he knows he has to. As long as he's got BKB on, he's not going to be affected by those stuns. So now turning on to the Husker, he will pop the cheese, does use the inner fire, but you're just taking way too much damage. This Viper, he has the Assault Curse on him as well now. This Phantom Assassin dropping in. You still have to take out this Aegis of the Immortal, and they are doing so. Jumping in from the Storm Spirit. This Nether Ward still up for 23 seconds, going to do a lot of damage. The Silver Edge going to be used onto this Phantom Assassin. Now, Storm Spirit jumping in again, but now you don't have the mana, my friend. You are going to be netted up there, and the Pugna going to do a lot of damage. The Decrepify is coming out now as well, making sure that they can't kill. But the Phantom Assassin, you've already got one Rax. So the other Rax on 400 health. It is, however, charging, so...
Yeah, and I mean, as you mentioned, that ward against the Storm Spirit during the draft, I didn't even think of it myself, and now I see this ward doing a lot of work. It's really great.
I was assuming that they would have, you know, some sort of the blink into with the enchant totem, right? Because the blink doesn't activate the ward, the Pugna ward. Get the Echo Slam off, and then 2 heroes focus the Nether ward with 2 strikes and then fight. But it seems like it's something they still need to figure out for the side of Inex Fear.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, just that placement of the ward quite crucial as well. So maybe, you know, Fear struggling to get to it at sometimes, plus a little scared to jump into all that team fight.
If you have a look in the beginning of the fight, it was all the way here to the left of this high ground. And then once the team fight started in the middle, the Pugna placed it right here, or somewhere around here, next to the Ancients, and the PA was here. So the PA was in front, and you can't really push past her to get the ward. And over here, the whole team fight was going on here and here, so you couldn't really move in to get the kill as well. So that's the good placement from the Pugna ward. That's exactly what they need, and he's getting it off quite perfectly.
No, he's doing a sterling job of it as well, and we can see Alucard's getting caught up multiple times. Each time he zips, he's getting caught up by it. But this Iceman playing quite a decent Abaddon. He's got some items on him, which ain't too bad as well. He's going to pick up his a Vanguard from the stash now as well. Does he build into a Crimson
Hook coming
Guard?
out onto the Pugna?
Does his Abaddon,
that was a bit unnecessary, but...
Does his Abaddon build a Crimson Guard, do you think?
Abaddon... Who are you going to use it on? The pipe is there. The pipe was the big thing that we mentioned.
Yeah, now he's
no
going
spell damage, but...
Now he's going for the Vanguard, so I wonder if he's going further than Vanguard.
He has to build into the Crimson, right? It's kind of the offlaner was one of the heroes that always built the big team fight items, or the big defensive items, the Guardian Greaves, the Pipe of Insight, the Crimson Guards, the Assault Cuirasses even. So, yeah, he's building into the Crimson Guard, obviously. And that kind of stuff just stuck with the offlaner, but I feel like, yeah, are you utilizing your hero perfectly if he just builds defensively? Whereas if you could have like someone else be the defensive hero, the tanky hero, and just push with another offlaner. I mean, Abaddon's not a bad hero once he gets the damage, right? Going into the Radiance, going into the Sanj and Yasha, he can team fight pretty well, especially with the lock.
Do you like Abaddon doing something like a Radiance, if you were quick enough?
I mean, not now.
No, obviously not now, but I'm saying an Abaddon Radiance is pretty decent.
Radiant are scanning.
There is still a possibility that he builds into this, but it would be purely to team fight, and then you have to be worried about the Decrepify the whole time. The ward gonna come out. That is gonna be one quick kill onto Alucard. Now this Abaddon not even able to pop the Pipe of Insight in time, and the whole rest of them. There's 2 BKBs now on the 2 heroes that you don't want the BKBs on. Abaddon now forced to move back. The ulti was procced. This Viper taking a lot of damage. The Blade Mail is not gonna be enough. You're too slow, my friend. The Abaddon now, the ulti is down, so team fight, yeah, went big. It was one smoke team fight, and now they can just push high ground. The Viper did buy back, but you're alone, my friend. Blade Mail isn't even off cooldown yet, and this team is pushing high ground again.
And there we go.
20k net worth lead.
Yeah,
Let's focus on that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty big. I think I've seen them do bigger, but yeah, it's pretty decent at this point. And the graph swinging all the way back down to senior squad.
So it's pretty GG right now. I mean, you can call it. Even if the whole team's back up, you're not gonna fight with towers and racks down. You don't have the extra armor. There's an Abyssal Blade. The BKBs are almost back up. It's 8 seconds for the PA and 3 seconds for Viper's gonna try something. Pugna, where's your ward, my friend?
Radiant's top tower is falling.
He does have the ability to pop it still, hasn't even put it down yet. It's just focusing down this Rax, as that is gonna be a kill. That is gonna be another kill onto the Earthshaker. The Viper hasn't died yet. Trying to back away now.
Top barracks are
He is still gonna try and get this damage off after the Silver Edge. The Gaze is gonna be there, and he will get the kill onto this Husker. The PA moving in now. He will look to get the kill onto the Pudge as well. Does get it, and now the glitch will fall as well. But get the Gaze, pull him in, pull him in.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Oh, the Gaze is off cooldown. It's 10
Oh,
seconds.
yeah.
Damn.
Let the heart do the work for you. He's standing there, he doesn't give a damn, he can't die.
Yeah, he's got the Satanic on as well now, and Abaddon's trying to man fight
Oh
him.
my
Does
goodness.
use the ult, but I mean, you're surviving long enough for him to get the Satanics. Cripify being used on this PA, and it's a rampage going for the Phantom Assassin.
Wow, but this heart doesn't do much to him. Goodness gracious. Right, and I suspect that'll be GG called in a few minutes.
Yeah, I think they'll just wait for the team, wait the team out. So there's gonna be the stun now on the Storm Spirit, and you're just dead, my friend. You can't zip once you're frozen. The BKB's even out on the Crystal Maiden, so it seemed to be a pretty good early game for Inex. They still had a lot of good team fight. They had a lot of pushback. They had a lot of good pickoffs, and it still just wasn't enough.
And there we go, GG is called by Inex Sphere. So senior squad just kind of maintaining their dominance in this group.
dire victory.
It was the farm from the PA, right? You know that you have to push earlier. You have to finish the game a lot earlier. Your Viper's not going to be able to stand against the Husker and the PA. So a very good game from Inex. It was still very good played from them. So you know, they put up a good fight, but in the end, you know, you're not going to scale as well as the PA and then the Husker as well. And then no Heaven's Halberd.
No Heaven's Halberd from other team, and I did enjoy Shock Infinity's Viper coming out. He went 20 for 8 at the end, which was big.
He definitely still did his job well.
Oh my word, he did.
Did they build too defensively? Let's think though. They did go for the Crimson Guard. They went for the pipe. They have the Assault Chorus. If you had a bit more damage, you know, what if you had, I don't know, something silly like even a Desolator on the Viper, right? The Assault Curse is the argument because of the attack speed. What if you had the Butterfly? You know, what if you had something that made you stand in team fights and deal a lot more damage? And while maybe having the Abaddon stand back a bit, getting the items off, then throwing in the Apothecary Shield along with the Lich Shield off to the Viper that was hooked, and he can stand in the fight because, you know, that could have been something different. But I guess it's going to come down to how Inex analyze the replay and just bounce back from it.
Exactly. When you look on the flip side, Phantom Assassin has got an Abyssal, a Monkey King bar, and the Battle Fury. So he was, you know, ready for DPS, plus the Satanic as well, giving him 25 damage. And I suppose that made all the difference at the end as he went 27 for 1. Oh, huge.
Husker still went for the Hurricane Pike because they were able to close him down so quick.
Yep. Just a nice escape item for him as well, in case things went a little pear-shaped. So
yeah, I think that's one of the arguments why Huskar's not doing well, is because movement speed is a big thing in this patch. But senior squad definitely know how to play around with him. Give him a bit early game, give the PA a bit farm later, and you got the game in the bag, which is what happened right now. So yeah, we'll have to wait for the next game and take it from there.
yeah, alright, so we'll be back from a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just grab some water, grab your coffee, and we'll get the lobby up for the next and last game of the evening.
its nature by a multiplicity of operations. You record it at different speeds, you play it backwards, you add it to itself over and over again. You adjust filters, echoes, acoustic qualities, you combine segments of magnetic tape. By these means and many others, you can create sounds which no one has ever heard before.
do.